Faced with Mike's suspicion, but Ruth pretended to be aggrieved. I did all this for you and your siblings. If I had to do it all over again, I would make the same choice again. After saying that, she ignored Mike, but when Mike left, Ruth had a panicked look on her face. Obviously, it wasn't that simple back then. After returning to the room, Mike looked at the photo of his father, thinking about what Ruth had just said. Is it possible that his father had something to do with the maid? But then he thought about it. After all, now that his father was dead, and whatever Ruth said was right. Then he picked up the glass of water and slammed it on the ground to vent his emotions. In his mind, this family is full of lies. He took the ring his father had left behind. He decided to find out the truth himself, to find out who was hiding behind the scenes, even if it's his own mother. What a coincidence. Ruth ran into Mary. She knew that Mary had been in the hospital with Mike recently. She didn't know who she was, but Mike had just upset her. Now she has to take it out on Mary. Ruth said in a condescending tone, "Don't think that because you're close to Mike. Don't think that just because you're close to Mike you can behave in the house with impunity. Remember, you're just a humble servant. If you ever fall into my hands, I will not hesitate to fire you. Understand who owns the mansion." But for all this, Mary did not care at all. After the affair of the rich man, she could clearly feel Mike is not as cold as it seems. Plus, after what happened to her second sister, Mary was willing to atone for her sins by Mike's side. Then she came to the room to clean up. At the same time, Mike was thinking about what to do next. He looked at Mary in front of him, and then he made a crazy decision. Since Ruth was most concerned about her status, he was going to use it to make Ruth look bad. Then he dragged Mary into the living room and stared at Ruth coldly. The first thing he said was that because of you, I lost my father for the second time. Before Ruth could say anything, he pushed Mary to her side, and then she told her the shocking news. I'm getting married soon, and my wife will be her. Now not only Ruth, even Mary was confused.